Hey everybody, happy Thursday. Andy here, helping you build a career you love. Great to have ya. Get in the chat, say hi, let me know where you're from, what you need, what you do. Put some question marks in front of your questions so I could find them. We're gonna go right into it. Man, it's dang sunny here where I am today. I'm so glad, full of juice. Can't wait to help ya. Let's get right into it, huh? Enough of the warm up. Great to see all of you. And Laura Cobb, hey to you. Yes, I do have meetups in Clearwater. It's one of my favorite places. Timothy Lee Young, you really need my help. You really need my help. Let me see this. What is this? Chemistry grad. Worked in a chemistry compliance lab as a research assistant and project engineer. I would love to change career to options trading since I've been trading on the side for 3 years. Do you have some tips on preparing my resume and cover letter? And here is what I would tell you and all y'all recent college graduates. You don't need to be worrying about tailoring your resume. You put on it what you got in the way of experience, and you go. If you want to go into options trading, the only thing they're going to care about is that you have analytical skills. They're going to test you. You pass the tests, you can get in. That kind of thing. I wouldn't be overly concerned. I wouldn't burn a lot of time or brain cells on it. So you want to highlight your analytical expertise, your researching skills. The fact that you are an engineer automatically qualifies you to do that job. They have to teach you all that good stuff. You're going to have to learn about that on the job. So they're going to be looking for somebody who is very analytical. So you already have a background that supports being one of those. I have an electrical engineering undergraduate degree. I went from electrical engineering right into IT consulting, and I could barely put together a software program in Pascal or Fortran 77 or whatever the hell I was coding in at the time. But I got a job developing software and helping companies optimize their businesses using technical solutions. So there's not a whole lot you need to do. Put together your collegiate resume and then apply. One thing I will give you though, and I want to give you something here, Timothy, and I want to mention this not only to recent college graduates, but also to career changers. I get a lot of questions from y'all on your headline, on your elevator pitch. I have a video out there on how to describe yourself in one sentence, how to create like an elevator pitch. And it talks about who I am and basically who I am and what I do and for whom I do it and how they benefit. Okay, I'm not gonna go into all of that, but I get a lot of questions from people about, well, I want to make a change in my career, and shouldn't my elevator pitch be about where I was? And to that, I always say, your elevator pitch is about where you want to go, right? If you're going to make a change, why would you bother telling somebody about a lot about your history? So same goes for a college student who's graduating or a career changer who's making a change. One thing that you can do that you need to get comfortable with saying quickly, and this is for you, Timothy, and this is really fresh in my mind because I don't know if he is here, but I have a young, recent UCLA college graduate who's actually a VIP boot camper, and we did a coaching session a few days back. Maybe it was, oh man, I do so many of these a few days ago. And I was explaining to him that one of the things that you need to be able to share in your opener as you're introducing yourself is, I'm interested in this, and I became interested in it because, insert your answer, and I feel I would be really awesome at it because. Okay, so because. So what you're saying is, as you apply, as you talk to people, as you network into options trading, I've done this on the side while I was in college, and I thought I was going to be a chemistry something or another, but I'm really in love with it because it's whatever your reason is, and I know I could hit the ground running because I've been doing it for the past 3 years. That's what you got to get down cold. You can say it in 12 seconds. Okay, it's really fast. right? Career changers, same thing. You want to move to where you're going. It's got to be about, I'm interested in this because, and here's why I was exposed to it, and here's why I would be good at it. That is part of your revised way of introducing yourself or engaging. What else is that great for? Why do you want to work here? Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to be one of those? Right? Any of that, you need to have that three-parter. Here's what I'm interested in. Here's why I'm interested in it, when I became interested in it, because of this and that, and here's why I'm equipped to do this well, or here are the foundational skills that I have that would enable me to come in and kick butt. Okay? Timothy Lee Young, go on, take that out into the world and make hay. All right, hope you enjoyed that one. Dana, how are you doing? Let me see, what do we got here? Nirmai, I hope that's the way you say it. I attended 2 interviews for senior IT leader roles. In both those cases, the initial screening was done by the peers of the position that I applied for. Boo. Okay, well, it is what it is. In the sense that the open position and the interviewers all report to the same boss, I felt like the interviewer's agenda was to get someone less talented than themselves for job security. It's high speculation. I don't know that that's the case. What is the best approach to handle the interviews when peer group is doing the initial screening? So first off, all of you, any organization where the peer group is doing the initial screening, huge, and I mean huge, ginormous red flag, okay? What does that say? You could run this risk. There's a greater likelihood you run this risk, and that this is the case. And I, the boss, or I, the recruiter. So I prefer one of 2 routes to start. There's a screener, whoever that screener is. Could be the recruiter, could be the HR person, could be the hiring official. Okay? Could be somebody like that. Those are my 3 favorite people to lead off. Okay? And you may love the peers and not like the boss. The peers may be biased, but if you're going to tell me that the person I'm going to be working with and reporting to isn't going to meet me initially because, remember, 4 out of 5 people quit their job because of their boss. And I suspect it will always be that way because people quit people before they quit companies. But people are also staying longer at organizations that they should be leaving because of the relationship that they have with their boss. The boss and the staff member relationship is so vital in the success of the individual's performance and the team's performance. So to do something like this, I don't love it. It's a huge red flag, and I would never allow any company of mine to ever do this. And I would never allow any company that we represented as an executive recruiter to do that. So if I'm interviewing with the peers first, I'm going back to, see that book right there? Actually, those 2 books, Interview Intervention. There is a chapter in there on storytelling. And the reason I'm going to point you to the storytelling chapter is one of the biggest keys in the elements that you have to include in your story to get somebody to connect with you is to get them to like you. In order for them to like you, usually what people will do is they will like people who hiring them will benefit me. Right? So the what's in it for me. If I hire you, if I feel like I will benefit. Now, there are many ways I could benefit by hiring you. Maybe I'm overworked and it would be great to have somebody to pass the workload to, right? That's good, right? Hey, there's 2 of us. It's a 3-person job, maybe a 4-person job kind of thing. That would benefit me, right? Maybe you have some complementary skills that I don't have, and it would be great if we could cross-train each other. I'm also going to like somebody that's kind of like me who I can pal around with and go have a beer with or use whatever expression you want. But these are the kind of things where when you're interviewing with your peer group, these are the buttons you need to push. How can I help you? How would I be able to fit into the team? Do you see me complimenting what you have? And all that good stuff. So a lot of by the way, this is all in the book. It's in the Interview Intervention book, and there's a lot of it in the Hiring Prophecies, which is the book behind it. But that's what I would be harping on in the interview, because you are hitting those emotional triggers that say, I care about you, I want to know how I can support you, and you should be explaining to them what you might be able to offer them personally. But that's what I would do. I hate this arrangement, by the way. It's not your fault. What do I always say? It's not your fault, but it is your problem because you have to overcome the challenge. But that's what I would do there. I really, I would probably ask a bunch of questions too about what it's like to work with the boss. Are they happy there? What kind of opportunities have they been afforded? All those things too. Yeah, it's not ideal. It really is not. Hope that helps. William, great to see you. Hope you have been enjoying the productivity sessions, my leader and boot camper. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, all month long, every Monday, I'm meeting with members of my leadership coaching group, and I'm building them a free productivity training course. We've gone through the first 2 sessions. There are 6 sessions, so there's 4 more. If you're interested in that, let me know. We can show you a little bit more about that, but it's free to attend if you are in the leadership coaching program. It's also free to attend if you are a member of my job search boot camp. So the job searching program that I have is my signature job searching program. The leadership monthly membership that I have is my signature career development, self-improvement, high performance training and coaching that I offer. So if you are a member of either one of those, you can join me every Monday. Actually, Monday we're changing the clock, so it's 1 p.m. Central Daylight Time. All right, Mashid, how are you doing? John Bailey, great to see you. Love the picture, buddy. My boot campers, love my boot campers. Jim R. Smita, another boot camper. How are you doing? Congratulations to all who have landed. So grateful to be part of Annie's boot camp to make better career choices, and we love having you, and I hope you've been enjoying the productivity training as well. It has been an absolute gas, and Monday is going to be a smash, Smita. I'm telling you, it's going to be a ton of fun. David Mulhall, how are you? John Mark's got a question. Hello, Andy, and from Petaluma, California. Great to have you. New to the YouTube page for a month now? Welcome aboard. My question, any tips on your resume for somebody applying for jobs 300 miles away from my current location? Okay, so one of the things here, John, and really anybody, and number 1, I have always promoted what I'm about to tell you. Number 2, I have more recently promoted it even more because of the current state of affairs with the global crisis and organizations hiring a lot more remote workers. The simple fact of the matter, John, is you would apply for something 300 miles away the same way you would apply for something that was 3 miles away. And it's not... It is becoming much more common that organizations are open to hiring people to work remotely. As a matter of fact, I did a coaching session with somebody in my leadership program. We did it on Tuesday. He's in Canada, and he just inked a deal yesterday with an organization in San Francisco in the US. And he's running all of IT for them. So it's very common. And some of the challenges that you might face is, well, it doesn't say that they're comfortable with remote working. Don't even think about it. If it says something such as, we require you to be in the office 5 days a week, or we require you to be local, or something of that nature, I would still apply, depending on what it is you do. I mean, if you're a factory line worker and you need to be there to physically make the widgets, that's one thing. But if you have a function where you could work remotely and it's a possibility and you've got great skills, go ahead and apply. And when I say apply, I don't actually mean apply. I mean, go send a boss hunting cover letter, target somebody who is at the organization. But I would definitely try that. Now, if you are saying that, now the other option here you could be asking me, because it wasn't really clear, is are you actually moving? So if you're moving, then what I'm going to do there is I'm just going to point you to a video that I have on how to get an out-of-state job. 300 miles away is an out-of-state job as far as I'm concerned. If you're in California, it might be up and down, or Texas or whatever. But so I hope one of those hit on what it is you need. Harley says hello. He's probably getting a little antsy for his lunch, and I can hear him running down the stairs there. Oh, he ate. Now he probably just wants to play. But, John, hope that helps. Give that a try. I do have a lot on the YouTube channel about remote working. I do have a lot about getting out-of-state jobs and things of that nature. And I think we've got we've got one other thing. Kara just sent me Victor T, who must be here, who is the CFO. He actually got a job 300 miles away. He is in the job search boot camp, and he was in. Victor, forgive me if I don't get this exactly right, but I think I got a pretty dang good memory. I think you were in like rural Pennsylvania, and you were trying to you got a job in like Washington or Virginia or somewhere on the right coast. And so we went through this, and we helped him. I helped him. He's in the job search boot camp, and I also helped him on a one-on-one basis. And I gave him the tactics for how to maneuver through this, and he was able to get out there, interview locally, and then actually got a job. Actually changed careers, changed positions, and got like a 25% pay increase. This stuff happens. Believe me, the possibilities are out there. So don't limit, where you're targeting. So I hope that helps, and I hope that was a little inspiration. And Victor, great to see you, my man, too. Gary McNeil, how are you? Good morning from Calgary. I got a lot of my lovely Canadian friends, and we've got another one right there. Aylin, how are you? Bonjour to you, too. Hope I got that right. Let me know. Shoot me an email. Baby girl, how do? Canada, Canada, Canada. Kurt, hey, do. How you doing from Seattle? Almost Canada. Robert Peterson, another boot camper and a leader. You guys are awesome. Hey, do me a favor. 11:16, public service announcement. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you're subscribed. Hit the like button. YouTube loves the thumbs up, the like button or whatever it is. And make sure to share this. There's loads of people that need this support. Patty Rankin. Patty Cranky. Thanks again for making it so easy to learn from you and from allowing us, mainly those who can't afford your services now, to have access to your content. It's what it's all about. I'm here. I've been here every Thursday, plus some other days of the week, all year long so far, 2020. I got this thing about routines. I like my routines, and I got this thing about, I got two goals. The one goal this year is to have the best premium paid content that's available to you as it relates to your career. And my second goal is to make sure that my free stuff is the second best content and coaching and career advice that you can get. So you are welcome. I love that you are here. Gary, what if you've already had your dream job? Where do you go from there? Everything else seems to be a letdown. Okay, we're going to need to work on your perspective, mister. You have not already had your dream job. What you had, I'm not going to tell you how to think. I'm not going to tell you what to feel. I'm going to give you a perspective that I have often used to my advantage, and it goes a little something like this. When I was 32 years old, so that's like almost half my life ago, I had a job where I loved it. I loved what I was doing, who I was serving, meaning the customers, the kind of solutions we were offering, the staff that I had. I was in 3 different cities every week all year long. I was running around like crazy. I loved it. And I would say that was a dream job. It was a dream job for me at 32. And there were a lot of things about that job that I would still love today. I don't want to be in 3 cities a week each week now, okay? It's a little something different. And I don't want to be handling this many clients at once, corporations that is, but I look at what was it about that dream company that I absolutely loved. And that goes into and is part of the backbone of, I think I might have a card here, of the requirements that you have for your next position, whatever that is. Okay, so you want to take what you loved about something you did previously. Here, this is a really important point, folks. A lot of us, what do? We're in a situation and we say, I want to get out, right? I don't like this role, or I had a job I didn't like and I don't want that. But what you fail to do is you fail to make your anchor point the things you loved about what you've done in your career. And I've used this word about Franken-mentor, right? You might have heard me talk about Franken-mentor, right? If you want to be a good sales person, you want to build a mentor from many different people that feed different parts of how to sell. Maybe it's somebody who helps you with B2B sales. Maybe it's somebody who helps you with your psychology skills, your organizational skills, and so on. And you got 8 different coaches. That's your kind of your Franken mentor. Well, you know what you need? You need like to take all the best pieces of all your best employers or your best roles, even if it was one thing about them. What if you spent time just siphoning off all the good things that you have had in your life, okay? And you pull them out. So maybe, Gary, the dream job has the most of them. And then there are some other things that you've done where you're pulling the things that you like. And we forget to do this. And what happens when we forget to do this? We start looking at and we become myopic about the requirements that we have where we're going, because all we're really trying to do at the transition point from old employer to new employer is fix the crap we don't like. I don't get paid enough. My boss is a micromanager. I have to drive too many miles to work, whatever it is. And all you're doing is you're fixing these things you hate. And what happens? You get into this role and you didn't pay enough attention to all those other things that you really needed that you took for granted and just assumed they were there. And I don't know why you would think that if you didn't dig deep enough and be thoughtful enough to evaluate them. And I was reading something the other day, and I have long said this to you many years ago. I've said it several times throughout many shows, and I tell all of you that your intuition does not work in job changing. You do not have enough experience with it. You do not do it often enough, and it doesn't matter how successful you are at what it is you do. When you start stepping into other functions and other industries, your intuition will not work. And when we think about gut feels and how we formulate things and does it feel right and oh my God, this is a home run and all that stuff, you cannot rely on those things. And the only way to overcome that is through heavy analysis and getting guidance from somebody who actually knows what they're doing to supplement what you're thinking. But if you don't have rigor in your evaluation, you will make poor decisions. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Gary, I know that probably ran on into different areas, but you asked about what I would do. I'm a look forward kind of guy. And just because I had a job I loved doesn't mean it was the be all end all. It was a great time in my life, and I'm grateful for it. And how can I take what I did there and use it as guidance to help me move toward something even better? Okay, hope that helped, my friend. Bob Ashman, my boot camper and leader, and Karen, board 2. Great to see you guys. Wayne's email. How you doing, buddy? Can an interviewee ask too many questions? Figure they all come from Andy's list in an interview? No. There's absolutely no such thing as asking too many questions. Now, how you say what you say is just as important as what you say. When you say what you say is just as important as what you say. There's a whole lot that goes into getting your questions asked, answered, and doing it in a manner that is construed as positive and not misconstrued as a negative. Okay? So for most of you, you're not going to have this problem, right? You're going to be time constrained. You're going to be worried about which questions am I going to ask with the 3 minutes that these guys give me to ask them. Okay, now, what I will tell you is this. Okay, let's go back here. Yellow cards that I don't know. I was flipping through stuff. I'm like, let's think back to what I was doing. Okay, requirements. Wayne, you write a whole bunch of requirements. And if y'all don't know when I'm holding up this yellow card what the hell Andy's talking about with Gary and with Wayne, I have a video out there on how to choose the right job. I would check that out. But your requirements determine what it is you need in this employer, right? How much they're going to pay me, what's the vacation look like, but really, what do I get to do? Who do I get to do it with? You know, is it going to be challenging, career development, this and that and the other stuff, right? You got all these things. All of your stuff, your requirements, is the basis for the questions you are going to ask to determine if the employer can satisfy you. There's always two things you're trying to get with a question you ask. Are you a good company, and are you a good company for me? Because you could be a great company, just not a great company for me. Or this might be a great role, you just might not be a great company. Okay, so you're always trying to ask those questions. You're going to go through an interviewing process. Your game plan should be, I'm starting here, I'm going the distance, I'm going to make it. Okay, and between the starting line and the ending line, I need to get all my questions answered. Okay, it's okay to have zillions, and it's okay to ask some of them twice. When you get down to the end, the only thing you then have to worry about is they want to give you an offer and you don't have all your questions answered, right? Because if they eject you, they ejected you, and it doesn't matter, it's a moot point. But let's say they get down to the end, they say, Wayne, we're ready. We've heard everything we need to. And you're like, well, yeah, but I got all these questions I want to ask you. So then what do? You just ask them for more time, and you do not email your questions. Big mistake. So if the recruiter says, hey, Wayne, happy to answer anything you want, email me your questions, just say, no, I'd rather speak to somebody. I've got a bunch of questions. My guess is you can answer these 5. I got a couple others that are probably for the hiring official, and then I got one for the customer I'm going to be supporting internally. Is there some way maybe I could start with you? We can go through the ones you could knock out. And then if I need any additional time with the hiring official or the customers, we can set that up. There's not a company that's worth having you that wouldn't give you that time. Okay, so I know you asked me a yes or no question, but you know I'm not going to give you a yes or no answer. So I hope that helps. And that's a great one. It really is. And you know who else is going to be really happy that you asked me that question? Stacy, because I don't know that we actually have a little clip that says, can you ask too many questions, right? Stacy's smiling right now. I know I'm on a 10-second delay, but in 10 seconds, Stacy's going to be smiling. Okay, Wayne, hope that helps. All righty. Flying Uber Tuber, great to see you. Keith, my buddy, my boot camper, my leader, how you doing? You helped me nail behavioral questions during a screening interview with the corporate recruiter last week. I love it. Lots of luck, buddy. Lots of luck on the panel interview. Feeling you. Let me see. What are you slacking me? Awesome. Okay, wait. Mashid is a boot camper in my job search boot camp. If you don't know what that is, please check it out. And I want to put this little plug in. She says, I listened to that interview intervention. So I'm not holding it. I'm just going to leave it like subliminally in the background. I'm just trying this stuff out. She said, I listened to it twice. Amazing stuff. I was more confident than ever. Asked them 100 questions. LOL. Reference checks are finished now. Please wish me luck. My dear Canadian boot camper, I am so proud of you. Because remember that exchange we had when you were thinking about getting into the boot camp and I'm new in Canada, or I haven't had this, or I want to change that. I'm pulling for you. I know it's going to go well. Can we all give her a high 10? Please. That's just awesome. I'm really pulling for you. Please do me a favor and send me an email and let me know how it goes. I'm rooting for you. I really am. That's awesome. And by the way, speaking of job search boot camp, we have the program, which is fully recorded. It's got everything you need. Okay, it's got everything you need from A to Z to get your dream job. But in addition, it comes with online support and it comes with live group coaching. And on March 19th, we have a live group coaching session. If you would like to get in the boot camp, it would be a great time now, today, March 11th, 12th, whatever this is, to jump in. And if you jump in, you're also going to be able to come to the productivity sessions that we have as part of my leadership training. I'm offering this productivity course attendance at it free of charge to my job search boot campers as well. So you can get a whole bunch of extra coaching. There's still 4 more sessions left in the productivity training. We're meeting every Monday for the next 3 Mondays, and then I think the following Friday. And then March 19th, we have a job search boot camp private group coaching session. And right now, the program is not on special, but if you're actually hearing me yap about this right now, if you send us an email to support@milewalk.com and say, Andy was going on and he held up this silly red card and he said, if I want $100 off, you'll give me $100 off the base package. So you gotta email us though for that, because it's not on special. The prices are going up, not down. And so we're going to be changing some things, but as of right now, it is not changed yet. So if you are interested in getting in the program, getting all the assets, coming to all the group coaching sessions, we had, I think, 26 or 27 sessions last year. You can come by anytime. You get it for life. You get attendance for life. So you can come by anytime. You lose your job, you come back. You're a contractor, you need some more help finding your next job, you come back. So it's really a great deal. It's not cheap, but it's highly valuable, totally worth the money. And when you start looking at what the pain and the cost is of trying to do this on your own, I think you'll find it very worth it. And there's a lot of boot campers here that I'm hoping can share their experience, but please let us know. And Kara's telling me that Joshua, howdy, just finished a screening interview with a really interesting engineering consulting firm. Thanks for all the content. You are welcome. And he's in the boot camp. So it's really a lot of fun. So you jump in now, you can take advantage of that. Come see me Monday, Friday, Monday, the following Friday. Like, I mean, it'll be a lot of fun. Keith, you're just an awesome dude too. Let's see, but cranky. Company state being an equal opportunity employer, but the directives, I'm assuming you mean the directors are only men. What's a way to verify the company truly committed to diversity without looking like a troublemaker? Wait, this is an outstanding question. It really is. Patty, this is really good. Love the dog. Love the dog pic. Okay, so we all know this happens, right? It's not just the good old boys network. It's also, Andy, you're too old. You know, man, you're like my granddad's age kind of thing, right? We get that. We get, you live in the wrong country, you come from the wrong company. There's a whole bunch of stuff where there's prejudices like this. This stuff exists, right? Anybody who tells you it isn't, well, that's just stupid. It's a lie. So what I tend to do is I look at this a couple of ways, Patty. I really do. Number one, when I look at an organization, I am not going to fight the culture. If you are not culturally aligned with the organization, you will be stressed out every damn day by constantly adjusting who you are at the core to meet a corporate personality type. I'm talking about the personality of the organization. And that will stress you out. And even if you are a chameleon and the most adaptable person in the world and highly flexible, you will still get stressed out. It will just take you a little longer. Okay, so you don't want to do that. And if you are interested in more on cultural alignment and why all this happens, that's actually the Hiring of Prophecies, which is that little tannish spine behind the interview book. I would grab that. But when I look at a website, when I look at a corporate report, a 10K, a 8Q, whatever, what's it look like? Is there diversity? Is there diversity in the way they think? Is there diversity in gender? Is there diversity in race and all that good stuff? Is this organization likely to be one that is open and welcoming of ideas? Now listen, I don't have a problem with three guys who happen to be middle-aged white guys got together and wanted to start a company. Okay, that's okay. That's what happened. A lot of great companies are started that way. But is it something that they're going to propagate and only hire people that look like them and think like them? That's probably not a place I want to be. Now, if I'm going in there and I get the sense of this, I'm just not going to want to work there. I don't know why you'd want to fight that. Okay, so what I would say is the question you really ought to be asking yourself is, how do I better determine if a company is open and welcoming? So when I say to my brothers and sisters who are my age, well, you're looking at the corporate website, if everybody's 25 years old, that's not your place, right? You need to see variety, or maybe you need to see some people your own age there and maybe target those kind of companies. That's one approach. The other approach is when I look at the population of the organization, you could look at that on the corporate website if it's available, or meaning they've shown you who's there, or you can go on a LinkedIn and look and see what the players look like. And then when you get into the opportunity, when you're just not sure, okay, I ask things like, can you just describe the makeup of the team? What does it look like? Like as in, what's it look like? Where do people come from? Right? And their backgrounds and all that, all that good stuff, just the demographics. I straight up, there's nothing wrong with that. I want to know what I'm working with here, right? Especially if I don't get to meet everybody. And so that I just say, can you just describe for me, the makeup of the team? So hope that helps. All right. Stacy's asking me something, but I have no idea. I don't know where that is in the chat, but yeah. You go, team. Go get them. Figure it out. All right. Let's see. Baby girl. Interviewed for a position prior to the interview, the position was reposted again. Didn't get the job position after interview. Please elaborate, or should I stay away from applying to this organization? Sorry about that. All right, baby girl, let's get you up here, my Instagram friend. By the way, if you're not connected with me on LinkedIn, please send me an invite. But please tell me, Andy, I was on your live office hours today. You said send you an invite so that I can connect with you. I like to be connected directly with you so I can follow you and see what you're posting and what your questions are and what your issues are. I understand that a bunch of you follow me, but I would like to be connected with you if you don't mind. If you don't want to, that's okay too. But on Instagram, if you like this kind of content, on YouTube, I post a video a week, plus we do the live show. But on Instagram, I post 2 short videos a day, maybe 1 to 5 minutes. Actually, when I say I mean Stacy posts them. But I put my motivational quote cards out there and some other stuff, but I'd love to get connected with you there. Facebook, Twitter, wherever you want. All right, let's see this here. Baby girl. All right, when you interview for a position, then you say prior to the interview, the position was reposted. That's no big deal. A lot of times companies will repost positions that, number one, they are either always hiring for, meaning I might not have a burning need for this salesperson, but good salespeople are hard to find. We're just going to keep it open. Or they're refreshing their open date. Because if they're using aggregators like Indeed or Career Builder or whatever, if the positions are commingled with all these other positions and their position's been open for 2 months, and you're searching by recently opened positions, their position is never going to come up on the page. Now, you might be searching on and indexing it on keywords and those kind of things, but the employer just wants to have a fresh date. So they do this stuff. It's just game in the internets. Now, if you didn't get a job for this position, I would send the rejection email. If you don't know what that is, watch my video on how to get the job after being rejected. And then based on what I shared with you in that video and what the rationale was for why you didn't get the job would determine whether you should follow up with them. I wouldn't be trying to follow up with them for this position if they gave you a reason that said, well, you don't have enough experience, or, we need somebody who has more of this or that. If you don't have it, you don't have it. But you've got to make that determination. That's how I would play that. All right. Thank you, baby girl, for friending me on Instagram. Helena from France, how do? And what is this? I'm seeing that. Yes, all good. I think, hang on, team. I think I'm caught up on your chat. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Just want to make sure. Okay. Eric Towns. Been searching unemployed for 9 months now. How to best explain this gap in employment or inability to land a new job in an interview. Scheduled at 3 today. Okay, Eric Towns, great question. All right, first thing, Stacy, get the over-explain video for us, please. Number one, Andy's answer to everything that requires you to defend yourself. So let's be specific about what I mean. Why were you out of work so long? Why did you leave that company? What about these hops here? Anything that is going to require you to go into explanation mode. You never want to over-explain anything, okay? Ever. You want to get off defense and on offense. You talk about what you are, not what you not. You talk about what you want, not what you don't want, okay? It's always in the affirmative. If I'm faced with a 9-month gap and somebody says to me, Andy, your last employer was that crazy mile walk company. I say, yeah, I left them in July. Or, we parted ways in July or whatever. How come you've been out of work for 9 months? I've been highly selective in searching for my next employer, and I haven't found it yet. That's it. I wouldn't even say anything more than that. Then I would ask them, I would make them pull it out of me. Well, what have you been doing since? Well, I put together my requirements because Coach Andy said I got to have this long ass list and make sure that whoever I go to is going to map with what I need. So I'm highly selective. I'm making sure that I'm picking and I've been selective in where I've applied and who I've approached. And I've been looking at different employers, but I just haven't found the right match yet based on my requirements. Now, you're going to have to then share your requirements. But the reason I'm so excited about talking with you is because based on what I have seen from your website on the internets, you look like this. So far, so good kind of thing. Like I'm not going to get into all that. You off taking care of somebody because somebody was sick and they're all better now kind of thing. You were sick, I was all sick, and now I'm all better now. Right? That's it. Don't over-explain. Do not over-explain. Okay? It's okay. 9 months is not the end of the world. I, as a recruiter, if I saw you were out of work 9 months, here's how the conversation will go. Hey, I really love your background. I'm calling you, we've got this opportunity. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you need. Tell me your requirements. Okay, hey, that sounds great. Hey, one other thing. It's been 9 months. What's been going on? Hey, been out of work 9 months, Andy? Haven't found the right one. Okay, based on those requirements that you gave me. Yeah, okay. Right? Like, that's all I care about. If you got the goods, you got the goods. Let's get you in and go. That's how I think. I'm serious. The less you say, the better. The less you say, the better. You see this right? You're all worried in here. Okay? If plausible answer, 9 months. It's not even 300 days. I know it's an eternity to you, but don't worry about it. Really. Lisa B, my boot camper, how do? Beth from New Hampshire. Hey to you. Carlos, Doug, Milligan. Let's just get you up here, buddy. How you doing? Hope you've been enjoying the productivity program and hope to see you next week at the 2 sessions. Boot camper, is it bad to state when asked, why do you want to work here, that it's close to my current location and don't need to move? Yes. Doug, you know better than that. Why do you want to work here? It better come off fast and sharp. Check the video out on why do you want to work here. And in the interview intervention book, in the silver bullet interview chapter, it's one of the opener questions. Okay, I think it's number 2. Okay, why did you leave? Why are you open to leaving? Why would you be willing to leave your current employer? Why do you want to come here? What value do you bring or what makes you unique, right? Like this is the sequence that you have to have the answers in. And I did a video on that one. Doug, go check that out. Check out why do you want to work here? John Bailey, best way to research jobs when job descriptions are purposefully vague, like IT security. So the fact is, this is a great question. I'm trying to think. We have a couple of videos on the subject, and Stacy, I can't remember if these are 2 separate videos or if I packaged them into conflated it into one. There's a video on informational interviewing, and you might be wondering why I would be pointing you to a video on informational interviewing, because I think it's the video that I put together on how to interview without the job description. Okay, so that's the first thing, because it isn't a matter of I want to really research all this stuff and I can't find out exactly what the job description looks like. Who cares? If you like the company and the job description is within shouting distance of anything that you would love, I would want the interview. Okay. And then when you get into the interview, then it's about understanding what the position is. That's where the supplemental video I just mentioned about interviewing without the job description will come into play, because you need to get them to tell you about it before you start selling yourself. Okay, now let's just talk about the question you asked me about how would I research these jobs. I would just be researching other types of jobs, whether in that sector, that function, that sector, and I would look at, well, what does IT security look like? Well, there are different kinds of IT security positions, and I can guarantee you that there are loads of job descriptions out there that have a lot of detail. That particular company might not have a lot of detail, but there is enough detail, because what they're asking you to do and what the skills they're asking you for in no way, shape, or form is giving away any trade secrets. Right? It's not like I'm telling you how our security is set up and what you need to do to debunk it. So I'm not overly concerned. I would when I go into for the interview, I would make sure I say to them, I would love to hear more, because your JD is so thin. So I wouldn't be too concerned, and I would just triangulate it based on other job. Like if I'm going into a company and the job description is thin, I'm looking at a couple things. I'm looking at other job descriptions within organizations like that for this space. I'm looking for, even if it's a different industry, but IT security job descriptions, and I'm also going to LinkedIn and I'm looking at the people who are performing that function right now and look to see what their description in LinkedIn says they do. I'm an IT senior security analyst. I do all these things. So you're starting to backdoor in to get what the job description is. But think about that. If you could locate people who do that job or have done that job at that company, and it doesn't have to be current employees. You could look at somebody who left 2 years ago that was the IT senior security analyst. What'd you do? That stuff's out there. So that's another way you can go. Lots of luck, buddy. And my boot camper, great to see you. And Yvonne Rentmeester, how are you, my boot camper and Instagram friend? Hope things are good in Southern Cal. Keith, how do? 2 former bosses and a coworker for references, but all are former employees of my current company. Does that look bad for me? Simple answer, no. References are references. All you need to do when you got a reference is, if I say, hey, Keith, I need your references, give me a couple of supervisors and a staff member or a peer or a customer or whatever. All you need to do, send me the email, say, Andy, here you go. Ann Jones, Terry Smith, John Coltrane, and this guy was my supervisor at such and such company, and this is how I know him, and here's his email and phone number. And then her, this is how I know her, this company, so on and so forth. That's it. Who they are, contact info, email and phone number. Here's my relationship to them. Okay? So I worked with so-and-so at. She was my boss. Go get him. Hannah, how to answer the question, marks on the scale, use your own scale, oh wait, hang on, you lost me, my friend, hang on. How to answer the question, marks on the scale, use your own scale, having leadership skills. Hannah, I am lost. I'm not sure what you're asking me, but if you can clarify that for me, I will have somebody from my team try to grab it and Slack it to me, and I'm just not sure what you're asking. All right, let me see how we doing. 11:48. Okay, wait, real quick, just so you know what's going on current events wise. If you're in my leadership program, I'm sending you a lesson on Sunday in the email inbox on how I live my day. If you are not in my leadership program, but you are on my email list, I'm sending you a different email with a lesson on how I live my day on Sunday. On Monday, we have a productivity training session. These are a couple of hours at 1 o'clock, what will be Central Daylight Time on Monday. And if you are in the leadership program or you're in my job search bootcamp, you can attend for free. And I'm going through exactly how to run a high output day. I'm taking you from all the concepts, all the philosophies, and I am literally taking you through every single minute of my day and exactly what I do in the slots, the transitions, how I look at it, everything. We're going through everything. That's Monday. And if you are just on my email list, you'll get a message and an opportunity to join us. And then Tuesday, you'll get the tips. And then next Thursday, I'll be here for live office hours. And on Friday, we have a private job search boot camp group coaching session. That's another couple of hours. I'll be teaching a few things, and then we'll do a lot of Q&A to get your questions answered. So anybody who's in the boot camp, who whenever you joined, even way back to 2017, you're invited. And you can come to that. It's a private group coaching session only. And Kara is telling me that Jeremy has a question. What is the base price for the program, and where can I find the pricing? So I have a job search bootcamp page. There is actually, you know what? Let me see if I can show you this really quick. Anybody who's interested in the bootcamp, this is the page, and you can access this from the Mile Walk Academy, or my guess is Kara or Stacy has put this in the chat. There is loads of testimonials on the page and many, many success stories that you can check out from everybody all over the place. There's people from more than 100 countries are in this program, and you get, everything is recorded. It is self-paced, so you can go at your own pace. There's all the tools and templates that you would ever need. There's lifetime access and support, and the live group coaching session, we have them every month, at least one of them, usually more. And then it covers everything. It covers all the base stuff. Remember I was saying about your requirements and your elevator pitch and all that stuff is in the front round, and how you would make sure that you know how to identify what you need, but also how to extract it from an employer and what you should be asking them, and all of that good stuff is all in the upfront part of the program. Because if you are fully self-aware and have a great defense, meaning I'm protecting myself from making a bad choice because I know I need to get the answers to these questions because I know this will make me happy, you'll be in order. There's everything you can imagine on resume writing, cover letters, LinkedIn, everything you need to know about how to bring yourself to market and actually job search. That's really great stuff. I have everything from what the mechanics are. I give you copywritten networking templates for whoever you need to contact and network with and target, and friends and people you meet at conferences, and all that good stuff is in there. There's everything you need to know about interviewing and salary negotiation. This guy I just talked about the other day in Canada got the job in San Francisco. In October, he was earning $50,000 a year. I helped him negotiate a $170,000 job that he's inked the other day. This stuff can happen if you know what you're doing, but it isn't one conversation with the employer. It's everything that you do from the time you put your application in, go through the interview process, get ready for the offer, looking at the offer, counter-offering, and everything. All that stuff is there. If you want to look inside the program, you can. There's some other great stuff in there. This is the March date that's coming up. We'll have a bunch in April. This $597 is the price right now, but if you email us at support, we will give you the link to a private enrollment for $497. There are opportunities to get additional coaching or a resume review with me. I do have a VIP program. I think that might be full, but there's a load of stuff. If you are a member already in the Mile Walk Academy and you own a training course on job searching, we will automatically give you the $497 pricing, and you just pay the difference. So if you bought a course for $100, you owe $397 or whatever it is, and so you can upgrade. There's loads of other stuff. I've even got an FAQ video in there. There's tons of reels, but you can we'd love to have you. I mean, it's we haven't had this on. I mean, we had it on special early part of last month. It hasn't been on special. It's not, we will be doing some stuff, but not for a while. So if you want to get in and join us and get access to all that stuff, listen, folks, just hear me out on this. March is burnout month. Okay, it's burnout month no matter what you do. And if you've been job searching, whether you've been job searching for a year, but let's just say you've been job searching since January, how much time and effort have you spent in January? You go through these transitions, right? I want to give up, I want to quit, right? I'm tired of this. Or I want to try to change careers, I want to throw in the towel. Then, or you get to this point where you get stuck. I'm just not sure what to do. I'm not sure what to do next. Well, a lot of times what you're doing is you're doing the same thing over and over again, and you're getting the same crappy results. But then you get to the point after you do that for a while that you get totally burnt out and you want to throw in the towel. You just missed the biggest wave of hiring that this year is going to see, right? January and February. We're now into March, so now things are getting harder, right? And I know it gets difficult, but you don't have to go this alone. You got me, and you got a whole community that'll support you. And believe me, I mean, and I use the analogy, you know, you might think $600 or $500 is a lot of money, but you earn 50 grand a year, you earn about $25 an hour. It takes you 2.5 days to earn $500 to pay for this. How long have you been doing this on your own? How long have you been miserable in your job? Are you going to tell me that I can't help you find your job 2.5 days faster than you can on your own? So, and think about, that doesn't even go into like what I was just talking about with negotiating a mega raise, right? It's not even about how well you're going to interview and how much more valuable they're going to construe you as, and how better you'll negotiate. So, I mean, that one phone call with the guy resulted in a $30,000 kicker, right? So the coaching session that he had with me resulted in 30 grand more for him. So believe me, this can really help you. So check it out, and you know, and if you're just not sure, go compare it to what other, you know, I challenge you to go out there and find another trainer who will teach you the way I will, with the depth that I will, with the knowledge that I have, with the amount of time that I will spend with you. Right? So it's not just the course, it's having access to me, because I support this stuff. Meaning if you got questions, you go in the system, in the private system, and you ask me. And I answer them every day. Actually, I answer them at 6 a.m. every day. That's my time. And then at night. So check it out. And if you got any questions, let us know, and we'll be happy to help you. I went on a little long about that, but anyway, I haven't shown that in a while. We haven't really run it on special. And but it's a great program. I love it. I love supporting the people in the program. So I hope that helped there, Jeremy, and anybody else who had questions. Helena, some job ads have the recruiter and hiring manager number. Any advice on how to prepare the call aside from job information? Oh, honey, wait, come here, please. No, come here.
He's just saying goodbye. What?
Give me a hug. Okay. All right, I'll see you. Love you. Okay. All right. Wait, can I side note here? I just got done talking about the job search boot camp and leadership stuff, productivity stuff. Wisdom is expensive, right? It is. Wisdom is expensive because I had to learn that. And everything that you're going to go through in your life, you're going to have to learn, right? And it's going to be painful because no education is free, right? There's no scholarships in real life. You got to pay full freight. But you know, one thing that isn't expensive that we all seem to discard is perspective. And every time my wife is going to leave the house, I stand up and I give her a hug and a kiss, because there's no way I'm letting her leave, because I have no idea what's going to happen to me or her, or we just never know when the next moment is going to smash us. But we lose sight of that often, right? So perspective is around us every day. It's with us all the time. But if we're not going to pay attention to it, we're going to lose sight of that. I don't want you to do that. Okay, I really don't. I talked the other day about this, about the shows, and that the 5 minutes before every single show that I do, whether it's public or private, that I think about you. I think about the fact that God brought you to me. You need my help. This is important. I get to teach you, right? Through the camera. I know you're out there. I can see you in the chat, right? I know you respond to the comments and all that good stuff. That is an absolute miracle. I am never going to let that become common to me, ever, right? People always say, well, how could you answer the same questions every week? I don't know. Somebody found me this week. They have this question right now for them. Okay, they haven't watched my 8,000 videos, right? So I hope you take that lesson with you. And wherever you go today, that you remember that. Wisdom's expensive. Perspective is cheap. Don't lose it. Okay, because it's easy to lose. All right, where the hell was I? Helena. Here we go. All right. Some job ads had the recruiter and hiring manager number. Any advice on how to prepare the call, aside from job information, how to make the most of that information? If it's me and I see the hiring manager's email or number, or I know now that this is the hiring manager, I am sending the hiring manager a boss hunting cover letter. And if you don't know what that is, go to my YouTube channel and type boss hunting. And the really sweet thing about what I just said is the boss hunting cover letter, there's 2 cover letters I give you free, okay? One is if you know if there's an opening, which is the one, Helena, that you'll use. And one is if you don't know if there's an opening. But here's the best part. On Tuesday, like 52 hours ago, I put out a video on what should I do when the boss tells me to put my resume in the applicant tracking system. So Helena, go watch the boss hunting video. It's me without a beard. And then go make sure you watch, before you send it, go watch the video from Tuesday. And then you'll know exactly what to do if the boss responds. And if the boss in his or her response is, go please put this in the applicant tracking system. Okay, there's your bundled little answer and your little 2-pack of videos. Go get them. Wilma, my boot camper from New York, great to see you. Okay, Aylin, my dear, what do you got here? Dilemma, but still a dilemma. I have the potential to receive a friendly interview for 2 posts over the next 2 months. Past colleagues, insurance, strategy, and government. Not sure how to maneuver. I'm not sure what the question is. I'm a one day at a time kind of guy. I'm a one thing at a time kind of guy. I'm not sure what the problem is. I actually don't see it, and I'm not being funny. Like, if I get an opportunity to go over and interview with somebody, I go. If I interview with the first company, I say, you're the only person I'm interviewing with. If another post comes up or another opportunity comes up and you go to the second one, you make sure you tell the first one, hey, I'm interviewing with so-and-so. That's if the interviews get moving. I'm not sure what there is beyond that. But if you have any more questions on that, let me know. We can go through back and forth in the system, or you can certainly ask me next week, Thursday, Friday, either way. All right, I hope that helps. All right. I think I saw this one. Oh, Aylin, wait, hang on. Were you asking me like which opportunity? Wait, I'm not sure. You let me know. I want to help you. John G, hey to you. All right, hey, let me, I'm going to try to get a few more of these in here. And Carol, what are you asking me here? Thank you, Andrew. I love your personality. One of the very few coaches I feel means every word of what they say. Earnestness and confidence are priceless qualities. Keep it up. Jeremy, thank you. I told you, people. You got to look for a couple things when you're evaluating coaches. Stacy, maybe we can put the coaching video from YouTube in there. How to pick the right coach. Okay, actually, you can put both of them in there. You can put the one from Instagram too. Folks, when you look for coaches, there are certain things that you need to look for. And it's not just about do they know their stuff, because there's a lot of smart people out there in the world that might know their stuff, but they can't actually reverse engineer it, package it in a manner, and feed it to you. And most of the time, they don't care, which is really weird to me, because I got in this business to help you. And I find that the best way to do that is to be there with you and get the insight from you as to what it is you need. There's a lot of people that can go out and shoot a couple of videos and roll them once a week throughout the year. I mean, I just don't see how that's really helping people other than, the little bit that they're doing in the way of videos and teaching you that way. But you got to have a connection, and you got to understand what the people need. And for any of you that do anything, this is really important. The genius level stuff that you do in your function will never occur in the mainstream. So you have to create whatever it is, do enough of whatever it is, practice enough of whatever it is, so you can eliminate all the basic stuff. And you probably, if you've been following me a long time, you've probably seen that a lot of my videos will take you well beyond the basic stuff, and I will try to put it in different terms so that it will register with you. My best videos are not just the basic, do this first, do this second, do this third. They're the ones that take you to the next level and the next level, but that kind of stuff can never be done if we are not engaged where you've already saw the basic stuff from me. Now you're asking me the complicated stuff. The real genius comes in helping you at that level. You look at your coaches, whatever they are for whatever they are. If they're not at the next level with you, there's somebody out there who will be. You need to find that person. So I did put a video out a while back about 9 things specifically that you should look for. And I think hopefully Stacy shared that with that. All right. Hang on, let me see the next one. Kevin Barrow. How would you recommend to return to a very similar role that you have not performed in several years and instead you have been working in a different role? Kevin, I'm doing outside work to catch myself up on and refreshing what I did and making sure I'm up to date on the latest stuff. That's research this on your own time, for sure. Laura Cobb, what say you? Andy, did you get some good runs in the sunny weather? I have, you know what, it's not been, I did run outside a week ago, I think it was Saturday. I have been in my house working on the treadmill, on the bike. I did make it out to the pool. It's been nuts. And Clearwater, yes, that's where my wife and I go every year. And we'll do a meetup in Chicago when we can get together without masks. Deb from New Jersey, hope you're doing well, my boot camper. Sarah Tanner, I asked if there was something in my background or from our discussion that makes them hesitant to hire me for the position. Response was no, but meeting others, how should I have responded? Response was no, but meeting others. I'm not sure. Sarah, if I understand you correctly, you asked them basically if they had any reservations. They said no. Now you're going to meet others. I would say, okay, great. I'm excited. I feel we're a great match as well because affirmative, right? That's how I would have handled that. Louis, I received a potential offer, but I have a family vacation. Okay, this is a great one, Louis. Oop, there we go. Louis, my boy, my boot camper, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Don't be jumping over any fires anymore. If I receive a potential offer but have a family vacation in the future, should I negotiate this in the offer or avoid when first starting a new position? Louis, you shouldn't need to negotiate this in the offer. You should just tell them, I have a family vacation planned. That's it. So as a recruiter, we've had people go to work for a day and take a week off. We've had people go to work for a week and take a week off. We have people who have 2-week vacations a month after they start. It is what it is. Life goes on. Every employer knows this. Just say, as you get down to the offer, say, okay, I want to make sure when we talk about timing, I planned this before I got engaged with you. And obviously I didn't know how this was going to go, but obviously we're getting married now. So I have a family vacation, and then you just tell them. 90% of the time, in most organizations, most, not all, you have a vacation bank, okay? If you have unlimited vacation and there's no bank, then you take it. If there's a vacation bank, then most organizations will let you go negative in the bank. What does that mean? So like Louis starts on April 1st. And then he accrues X hours of vacation each paycheck or each month based on how many he's allocated for the year. At the end of the year, his balance will be negative or positive, and hopefully it's zero, right? That he took his vacation, it was decremented from the account. But at some point, at a moment in time, it was negative, so he had to earn back those days. If you go positive or negative, most employers will square up should you happen to leave. So if you left before you accrued back that vacation, you would owe them the money back. Okay, fine. If you have a surplus of vacation, most employers will pay that out. Everybody's a little bit different. Listen, my employer doesn't, well, okay, that's fine. But most employers behave that way. So Louis, I wouldn't even worry about it. Smita, got a reject email from an interviewer. I asked a lot of relevant questions, had a great pitch, but they had no questions for me whatsoever, so I could not tell my stories. Please advise. Smita, get this one down. Is there anything in particular you want to know about me so you could determine if I'm a good match for the position? Okay, I want to make sure you're getting what you need to know about me. Now, if the interviewer is just bad and doesn't know how to do that, but they're this grossly awful, that's an indication that they're not really picking great talent to begin with, and the organization doesn't care to put great interviewers in front of you. I'm like, folks, you have got to stand up for yourself. You have got with my clients, the hiring companies, recruiter, my clients, the hiring companies, and I would say to whoever I'm speaking with, who's my main point there, if you ever put that person first leadoff hitter again, we're not sending you candidates, right? I can't have my candidates that I just spent 4 hours with in the last 3 weeks, getting them to the spot where they want to interview you or interview with you, and you're going to put that person who makes a terrible first impression. Like you got to rearrange the sequence, or you got to get them out of the sequence, or you got to teach them how to do this, or you better get them to warm up. Like this, you need to be saying this stuff, right? You're thinking this stuff. Hey, what does this say about that company? Do you know what helps you with that? I got another card here for that, Smita. Right? You know the marketing machine. This is you here, right? You know, Smita, you know this card, right? Your problems are cured by sending out more initial connections, initial emails, boss hunting letters, and so forth. You should be spending 90% of your time up here. The more bidders you have in the air, balls in the air that you have going, the less you're going to be concerned about when you run into a situation where the interviewer totally screws it. Okay? Or a company drops off, or a company gives the offer to somebody else. Okay? So you got to know that. That's what I would ask them. Right? This is great. I appreciate you sharing all this, but I want to make sure you're getting what you need to know about me. Frankie? Handy big fan. I found a great master's program, but I'm a recent grad looking to start my career as well. What is a classy way to negotiate a company paying for my school? Frankie, okay. I would not negotiate this at all. This is the best way for you to negotiate them paying for school is for you to get in and kick butt. Okay, so if you are also trying to negotiate that somebody's going to pay for an MBA or a master's in this or that, your road's going to be tough. If they say to you, hey, Frankie, we've got tuition reimbursement and we will pay you for this. Awesome. I would not be negotiating this. This would not be where I would go. I would negotiate for the most money, and I would try to earn my stripes, and then you can ask them about it. But you could ask in the interviewing process, is there any kind of ongoing education reimbursement, tuition reimbursement, or educational support? Ask for that. That's not what I would want. I would want the best job with the most money. And candidly, I would, if I'm any of you young professionals, recent college graduates, the last thing on my mind right now would be going back to school. Get in play, start making money, start seeing things in real life. Number one, the experience is, can't even put a number on how much more valuable it is compared to a classroom learning. Okay, classroom learning is not real life, and you're often learning from people who have no experience, right? They're teaching you, and they've always been academics. So I'm not poo-pooing education. Once you got it, it's yours. No one can ever take it away. But when you're on the cusp of should I or shouldn't I say go and get the experience. And then figure out if you want to go back and get more education in a particular area. But I wouldn't make that choice until I was absolutely certain. And the other thing is you're going to get far more insight out of the education if you have a practical, real-world experience and an understanding and perspective of what it is you're getting into, to know that it is worth your time, not even their money, but your time to go and get it. I would think long and hard about that. I really would. All right. Jason, how do Huntington Beach? We have meetups in the OC as well. Jay Keitha, San Francisco. Victor, how you doing, buddy? 55 degrees. All right, hang on. I have got a... hang on, I want to see. Aylin is, okay, I'm getting the timing issue. The problem, I'm sure I would have to say yes or no to the first job, the government tech, before the second, more desirable, becomes available. Okay, first things first. You know this. I only care about you. If this is the situation, if and, like capital and here, that you are able to actually secure the government job before you get the next interview. Okay, and that's true, because how slow is that process? And they say, do you want to take this job? You say, yeah, you take it. And you keep going with the insurance HQ strategy job. That's what I would do if you were forced to do that. So folks, all right, on the one hand, I want all of you to have high integrity, right? Be honest, be transparent, be forthcoming. And I don't want you to take offers and renege and all that other stuff. But if you get in a situation like this and you are forced to make a decision while something else is in the air and you are not 100% committed to the choice you're being forced to take. Now, mind you, I'm speculating, and the only way this becomes a problem is if the government situation says you have to decide by this date, and the insurance company hasn't put forth the opportunity or the offer, in which case I would say, can I wait? And if they say you can't, I'd say I accept. And then 3 weeks later, I'd say, I'm leaving, right? I didn't want to do this. You forced my hand. You couldn't wait a couple of weeks. You're talking about 8 weeks. You're talking about a whole 8-week window here. I mean, like, this is not the end of the world. And if they force your hand, that's what you do. Every time. Every time. All right, I hope that helps on that one. Let me see. Going back to Kevin. I used to own my own business. I dissolved the business due to the role requiring too much sales. How do I discuss that in an interview? Okay, this is a great question. Phenomenal question. A lot of you used to own your own business. You don't any longer. It doesn't matter why you closed it down. The fact is you should be playing up that you owned your own business and all the things you learned. It isn't that you closing your business is not failing. You had a business. You ran it. Now, the role required a lot of sales for you, and I don't know if you are the kind of person that's more of an accountant type or you're more of an ops person or whatever, and you don't like sales. How do I discuss this during an interview? Just say, I was running my business, and I determined that if I wanted to continue to run the business, there were skill sets and things that I was going to need to do that they're not my forte. And I'm not interested in doing that. I have found that I enjoy my day in and my day out more when I'm focusing on things I love, which is the things you have in your job description, right? There's not one negative thing there. You've heard the analogy, right? If you judge a fish by how well they can climb the tree, the fish is always going to suck, right? Put that fish in the lake, right? I can't swim like that, right? So it's about what you are, not what you're not. Every rationale is going to be a little different, but for you, because you gave me the specifics, that's how I would go. Hope that helps. David, create words of wisdom of interested, because, and why. I wrote fast, not sure I got it all. Okay. So if you were talking about how to introduce yourself in a situation where you were making a change, something like that, and you're like, Andy, how do I get an elevator pitch? I was talking about when you are introducing yourself and you are just initially trying to feel each other out, you want to make sure that you're expressing what you're interested in and why you became interested in it. I'm interested in it because, and I feel I would be great at it because. It's, and what skills are you equipped with? I think that's what you're asking. I think that's what you're asking me. Let me see. All right, hang on. I'm going to field a few of these Full question from Tracy O. Second guessing what I thought a great interview with an alumni ED got. Interview bypassing HR deputy because she knows me, said I should follow up with HR how to do it gracefully. Just follow. Tracy, I'm not really sure. Got interview bypassing HR because she knows you, so you have a relationship with her. I would make sure that I was reaching out to HR and copying them on everything I sent my friend and making sure that they were in the loop. And it is not your responsibility to manage their internal processes. It is their responsibility to do that. Okay, so would it hurt or help to also say hello to University's ED number 2, who I'm also know well? Yes, it would help. Should I possibly give another word of encouragement? I just am careful about how much, it's okay to say a quick hello. I'm in this process. Would love your insight if there's anything you want to share. Otherwise, I'll let you know how it turns out. I mean, that's the way I roll with that stuff. Kara, what's your thing about the first 90 days? About first 90 days next? Keep going question about first 90 days. Kara, I don't know what that is. Kara, can you tell me what the hell that is? All right. Jason, don't ask your boss first. THLP, how do I obtain references if you've been out of the workforce for a while and need to start establishing a professional network? I know, bad decision of my past. I would reach out to whoever I know, however long ago it was. I have people that call me, 25 years I haven't worked with them. They want me to be their references. It's okay. It doesn't matter. Call whoever you can, who you trust. Sherry, how you doing? Tracy, I think I just got that. Oh, Jay Keitha. Got and accepted an awesome offer as a senior project accountant in the construction industry. Awesome. Any advice on how to crush the first 90 days? I'm going to put another little plug in here if you guys don't mind. I showed you my job search boot camp, and I was talking about the productivity program. And if you are part of my leadership program, you can actually come to the productivity. If you're part of my leadership membership, you can come to the productivity sessions each Monday for the next 4 or 5 weeks. One thing I do want to show you, this leadership program, I know I'm zipping by. I teach a lot of the self-help, high performance, career development things. This is what I teach every month: wellness and lifestyle, organization. This is what we're teaching the whole month, every week this month. Success and high performance, communication and influence, building relationships, and you can actually see everything I taught. The reason I wanted to mention this program is I have a career accelerator program. This is a free bonus if you are in this program. And well, here you go, Anna. The Career Accelerator program is super helpful and filled with practical information to stay motivated and so on. My first 90 days on the new job would never have been so amazing and courageous without Andy and his program. So inside this program, this is a free bonus that you can grab, but I teach the first 90 days. I give you a 12-step process of exactly what to do, and I also teach you how to get promoted quickly, which is also part of what you want to position in the first 90 days and throughout the first year. There's a bunch of other stuff in here related to performance reviews and things of that nature. So for any of you that love my teaching, maybe you want to get in the boot camp, maybe you can't afford it. I get this a lot. Hey, Andy, I love it, but I just don't have $500-600 right now. But for a very modest amount of money, you can access some of these free bonuses that I have, of which the Career Accelerator is one of them. It's a $400 program that you don't even have to pay for if you're part of the leadership membership, which is a much more modest cost. So there are videos that I have out there, and the one that I would point you to is on the first thing I would do when I start a new job. And I know Stacy can grab that for you because it's on my YouTube channel. It's like the best move you can make when you start a new job. And that's the tip I will give you. And it's basically making sure that you understand how what you do fits in to the entire stream of what occurs. The whole, we call it daisy chain, call it the spokes, call it whatever you want, but how what I do affects everything around me, and then building those relationships with the people that you need to be working with. I take you through this in the free video, but something that you really might want to check out, that Career Accelerator. So the Career Accelerator, I know I hit you with a lot of stuff today. I guess I didn't really intend to do all that, but the Career Accelerator program, the productivity program, and if you're on the annual membership in the leadership program, you get the goal setting masterclass. Those are all like 5-module courses, are free. And so, or you can buy them individually. You can actually pay $400 for that course, and people do. And you can jump in and pay $300 for the productivity training, which some people have. I think it's a better deal to go into the leadership program, but that's me. So check that out. And I hope that helps. I really do. And Victor T, great to see you again, buddy. And Rob Laporta, how you doing? My boot camp guy and my leader. And yes, you are awesome. Jason, Andy, my resume is getting too long from consulting roles. How can I shorten my resume to 2 to 3 pages without creating gaps? Okay, Jason, if you're a consultant, here's the quick. You have a running list of all your projects. I don't care if it's a 20-page resume. You have a 2-page commercial resume that only has select projects from your consulting on it. You are going to ask me, well, which project should I put on there? I'm going to tell you whichever project's most closely aligned to whatever interviews you're heading into or whatever jobs you're applying for. If you're a project manager who implements different types of technology solutions and you're interviewing with the company who wants you to put in a CRM system, you go find the projects where you put the CRM system, maybe it was preferably the platform that they're using, and you throw those in there and you just move them around. And I have a lot of insight into how to do this also inside my job search bootcamp. So, but for you, pick and go. And you don't need to put all those in there. All right. Stephanie Blanchard, hello to you. Basil, how do? Basil, I know I got that email from you. I'm going to get to it. I mean, I need some time to set aside to actually look at it, but I will get back to you as soon as I can. Been working round the clock these last several days. Keith, will be great to have you there. Victor, I gave you that advice already. Basil, found a fantastic opportunity, had initial screening with a recruiter. Awesome. Is there a question there? I don't see the question. Well, good luck to you on that. I love you too, Laura. Adam Stark, do companies expect you to be A+ from day one? No, they expect that they're going to have to go through growing pains with you. It's a function of how much they paid for you and what you were able to convince them of in the interviewing process. If I pay more, I better need to spend less time with you getting you up to speed. If I have to pay less, then I know training you comes along with that. All right, how are we doing on time? All right, folks, I have got to get running. Oh, wait, hang on. Basil, I want to sneak this one in here. You got an interview. Hang on, let me piece these together. Found a fantastic opportunity. Had an initial... Oh, wait, thanks, Kara. Found a fantastic opportunity, had an initial screening with a recruiter. Let's get this up here. When I asked for feedback from a recruiter on what her client thought, the company was concerned I'd been out of work for a year. During COVID, I'm in medical, no hospital would allow anyone in the hospital who was non-essential. That would be my response. And the fact that you even have to explain this is irritating, right? So what I would say is, I'm in this situation where I've been out of work and we understand why, and I'm looking for opportunities, and I love managing sales groups and I love, selling. And while I'm open to going into a different field, I would prefer to stay in my arena, in my industry, and with the types of things that I sell. So I've chosen to make sure that I continue to evaluate this, but what I'm discovering is this very thing, that organizations have not been hiring sales reps, or at least not a lot of them, or expanding their teams in these areas. I don't know what to say beyond that. For your situation. I think it's unfortunate, but that would be my response. That I could choose to go into and sell other things, other types of products or whatever, but I want to stay in this field because I love it, and I know that this pandemic will pass. And that's my response. I can't control what the recruiter thinks or says, and I certainly can't control what's happening with your industry and the sales of those products in your industry. But that would be my answer. And I would stand behind it. I mean, I don't know what else to say to that. But I wish you a lot of luck, buddy. And I'll take a peek at that stuff. And it might not be till the weekend, but I'll give you some insight, as soon as I can. Hope that helps. And all y'all. All right, 12:30 straight down. I gotta run. If I did not get to your question, I'm so sorry. I thank you for showing up. Really, please. I cannot tell you enough how much this means to me. If I didn't get to your question and you'd like me to take a shot at it, throw it in the comment section underneath this video. We let the replay up there. Stacy chops up all the questions you asked me. We timestamp them for you. So if I answered your question, you want to revisit it, or if you're just looking through the contents of what I answered and you want to go through it, you'll be able to go directly to it, or put it in the comments underneath the video. Keep an eye out on your emails on Sunday. I got a long love letter for you. And then Monday, I'm in my productivity training. Tuesday, you'll get the digest. Thursday, I'm back here with you. And Friday, I'm with my job search boot campers. So if you are interested in the program, the job search boot camp program, that is, email us at support. We'll give you $100 off. If you're interested in the leadership program and want to join the membership so that you can also participate in the productivity program, get that career accelerator bonus I mentioned and all that good stuff, and you're not sure where that is, just email us. support@milewalk.com. Love you all. You guys be great. See you soon.